Hey guys, and welcome to my living room. I decided to do another get ready with me because I enjoyed filming my last one, and I had a few things I wanted to talk about, so I figured what better format than a quick get ready with me. So yeah, I also wanted to quickly apologise for the overload, I suppose you could say, of videos over the last couple of days. Just going on with the Becca backlight priming filter. I've just taken about half a pump. I've been filming quite a bit lately, and I'm gonna be filming a bit more today, which I'm super pumped about. It's just I didn't manage to get it all edited when I wanted to edit it, so now it's all just kind of going up in little clumps. I would space it out further, but I have everything plotted out on paper, like when I want it to go up, and I don't really want to be uploading multiple videos for a very long time, so that's just kind of how it panned out. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos, because otherwise I'm just taking over your subscription box for nothing. But yeah, today I just kind of wanted to talk about the videos I've been seeing a lot about like makeup addiction in the beauty community. I originally saw a video by Lauren May Beauty, and I enjoyed her video a lot, and it actually kind of inspired me to do a couple of other videos, particularly one that I wanted to do earlier in the year about VIB Rouge, and now that the topic's kind of been broached again, I think it's relevant, so I'm going to be filming that video today, and you'll hopefully see it in a day or two. So yeah, just priming my eyes, and I'm going to go in with Kiss the Day from NYX. And I also saw a video about makeup addiction from Ella's for Living. I really enjoy her videos. I think it's every Sunday she posts a video, and it's always a thoughtful discussion on a topic, and I find them really inspiring, so I will link both Lauren and Elle in the info box. But I just kind of want to talk about how I got into makeup and how my collection has ended up how it is today. I've always been into makeup, like always. I was never one of those girls who are like staunchly against makeup or look down on other girls for wearing makeup. Girls like that actually bug the living crap out of me. So yeah, just putting that out there. Just because you pride yourself on not wearing makeup doesn't make you any better than someone who does wear makeup. It's a stupid thought process. But makeup shaming is for another day. I'm going to take my Visart palette. I'm going to take this brown on the end here. But yeah, so I've always been into makeup. Like even when I was really little, like maybe I have memories from when I was like 3 or 4, getting my nails painted and my mom putting some eyeshadow on me, some shimmery brown eyeshadow and a shimmery pink lipstick, and it was for special occasions like Christmas, New Year, my birthday, if we were going to visit my grandma. My mom was doing her makeup and I'd be watching her, so she'd put a little bit on me for, you know, just to keep me happy. I'm sure other mothers do that, not just mine, but that was how I basically got started with makeup. Plus my mom was an Avon rep in the late 80s, early 90s, so she had all this stuff from her rep days. And as I got older, you know, like relatives would buy me little makeup palettes and stuff for Christmas, and I'd get to play around with that, and you know, it was mostly like garish, glittery things that just were not wearable. But then as I got older and started buying my own makeup, you know, and my interest grew, I actually started playing with the idea of becoming a makeup artist when I was like 13, 14. but I didn't actually think it was a job. So yeah, I didn't realize that people would pay someone else to do their makeup for them. But when we started going on holidays every summer, we would go to Wales, and they had like an indoor market in the town we'd go to, and they had a stall that was completely all cheap makeup. Like, it was all branded stuff. Like, sometimes you'd get Aster makeup, you'd get like Max Factor, sometimes you'd get Clinique, and all kinds of, it was a complete mishmash of discontinued makeup, and it was all so freaking cheap. Like, you're talking like you know, like the Maybelline the Nudes palette, they had something similar to that, and I think I got that for £2.50. I adored that palette. It was what got me into eyeshadow and everything. But this was pre shadow primer, so yeah, I could never really get it to work properly, but you know, you do what you can with what you've got, right? So I'm gonna go in with a shadow pencil in Glistening Ray. This one is from number 7. I'm just going to put this on the inner portion of my lid. I love the shadow pencil. I mean, like, look how shimmery it is. But yeah, so that's basically how my purchasing of makeup grew. And I would only ever really buy makeup when it was cheap. And my friend, who was a boy that wore makeup, and he used to do the most killer makeup back in the day when it was like everyone was emo, everyone was scene kid. Jeffree Star was first on the scene and people were like trying to replicate him. It was before he became like notorious, I suppose. So we're talking about like 2004, 2005. No, maybe later than that actually. Probably more 2006, 2007, because I was in college. But yeah, he introduced me to Urban Decay Primer Potion. He said, oh, it wasn't all that, it's so expensive, he's never bought it. And then he introduced me to YouTube and YouTube videos. I'd never really, like, I'd heard of, I remember her username was Panacea. I can't remember her actual name, but she got into the papers for doing a beauty video for a makeup tutorial for Leona Lewis's Bleeding Love. And that's how he got into YouTube. I'm just going to take Sidecar from the Naked palette, and I'm going to pop this over the top of Glistening Ray. But that's how he got into YouTube, is through that. And from there he found Leisha and Petrilude and he shared them with me. And that's how I got into actual watching tutorials and thinking, hey, I could really do this, replicating these things. And with that came, I mean, from there I discovered that Primer Potion was all that and a bag of chips. And I've been hooked on it ever since. I started off with Too Faced Shadow Insurance because that's what Leisha used, and I've just sort of, I lost access to Shadow Insurance, so I've just been using Urban Decay Primer Potion ever since. Oh, I love Sidecar. I love it so much, but it's so chunky, the one I have. I don't use it a lot because it hurts my eyes sometimes. The things we do for makeup. But yeah, as I was saying, with the idea of wanting to do what they did, came the thought that, you know, you kind of need to have what they have to be able to do what they do. Not necessarily the latest and greatest limited edition matte collection, because I honestly could never keep up with those. I tried to for a couple of months and it was too much. Way too much. Pardon me. Next I'm going to go in with the brown shadow on the other end of my Viz Art palette. So yeah, I started looking into buying the Kryolan palettes, and I can't even remember the name of the company that did the other palettes. It was like a watercolor, water activated makeup, and you know, wanting to get all these American things that you at the time you couldn't really get here. And at the time it became a little bit of an obsession, like wanting to have what they had, feeling that I needed to be legit. You know, I'm sure a lot of people, when they've first start doing YouTube videos, they're like, oh, this is what YouTube is, this is what you do on YouTube, and you copy. I got sucked into that. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I got sucked into that. On my old channel, I used to do a thing called Sunday hauls. It was sort of a heavily inspired by Lisa D1's Friday hauls. And every Saturday, me and my friend would go into town, and I would spend about £50-60 on makeup, and I would talk about it on Sunday afternoon when I film a video, and I'd film a get ready with me kind of thing with it before they were called get ready with me's. I just, you know, slapped tutorial on it and thought I was the biz. So yeah, that's basically how my collection grew. I would buy makeup every Saturday and haul it on a Sunday. So I'm just going to take the sort of peachy shade up in the corner there, and I'm just going to go over the top of my crease area there, just to warm it up and blend it out a little bit more. And so I did that for about a year, just buying things and hauling things, and my collection grew and grew and grew. And then I decided that I wanted to break away from my username, which at the time was Candy Scars, and I started That Gallery Girl, the channel we exist on now. Okay, we had to move over slightly so I could get closer to the socket. But from opening up That Gallery Girl, it was around the same time that Style Haul happened. If you guys remember Style Haul, when it first came out, it was, oh, you were trying to get your haul video featured in one of their videos, and then they became a network and you wanted to partner with them, and it was like a huge deal if you partnered with a network. Like, oh my gosh, sorry, I'm going like a little airheady here, but I'm just sort of mimicking how stupid my thought process was. They were like, if you made it onto a network, if you partnered with a network, it was like you made it. So not true. My experience with networks, with the network, with Style Haul was horrendous. I was putting a lot of effort into my videos and trying to be like professional and be a guru, and I just wasn't getting the support from the network to sustain the effort I was putting in. So yeah, that was disheartening, and I kind of broke away from the whole buying thing for a while. And sorry, I've just mixed Inglot cream foundation with a couple of pumps of, actually I can't remember if it was 1 pump or 2 of the Pro Longwear, just to give it more opacity and a little bit of a color change. But yeah, so I broke away from the whole buying thing, and then just kind of did my own thing for a while. I was doing like swatch videos because that was what other people were doing, and I thought, well, if I do that, then maybe I will get more views, and just everything that I was doing was trying to be more legit, more professional. That was more what I was obsessed with than being, like, I was more obsessed with making it than the buying of the products. I mean, that was a means to an end, the buying of the products. The actual problem for me was trying to make it, and it's just not happening. And it wasn't until maybe like, I would say like early 2015, I continued on this cycle. Like I broke away from the network. I found a loophole in the contract that meant I could end it after a 2-year period rather than the 5-year period, because they were taking a good chunk of my revenue for nothing. Like they were doing nothing to help me. But that's neither here nor there. So come 2015, I have this massive collection. And that's when project planning and decluttering really kicked it off for me, and I kind of found my place. I felt really lost before that. I didn't know what I wanted to do, what to do with all the makeup, like whether I should just pack it all in. And so yeah, project planning really kind of helped me get direction. Like I was never really overwhelmed by my makeup collection. Like the makeup portion has always been part of me. It's always been my thing. I've always been that girl with the bucket of makeup out of all my friends. I've always been that chick. But when it came to YouTube, it just took on, it was a whole new beast. And it just sort of made me distracted from why I love makeup, what it is I enjoy about makeup, and I love the creativity and the fun and enjoyment I get from it. And YouTube kind of took that away a little bit when I got too hooked up in trying to make it. So I'm just going to go in with some under eye concealer. We have the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is something else that kind of, I want to do a video about things that bug me about beauty gurus. You know, when they slap it on and go all the way out there. I mean, I know I've done it before. I tried it for a while, and just, you know, just looks horrendous, to be honest. If you're not on camera, it just looks horrendous. Like I blend it out that way, but I don't need to have product placed all the way out that way. I really need to buy new sponges. I don't have any sponges. I miss them, my little cosmetic sponges. I don't like using brushes all the time. But since getting sort of finding my place within the project planning and decluttering realm, I've come to the realization of buying what I like, not necessarily buying what's hyped, what I've seen on other people's channels. Sure, I take those things into account, but I really honed my skill of researching and cherry picking what I actually want rather than what is hot. Sure, I will sometimes just go out looking for, hey, what's new? Is anything interesting? Lately, there hasn't been much of that because there hasn't been much new interesting stuff. Although I have been on like a low buy, kind of no buy thing unintentionally just since like the start of June. I haven't really purchased anything until this last week. I had like some rewards points to use up for Space NK, so I got some NARS lipsticks, and I'm really interested in this YSL All Hours foundation, so I picked that up. I get that on. I probably picked that up the day you're watching this video, and I can't wait to try it. I know I don't need any more foundation, but I really want to try it. It looks really cool. But as I was saying, I'm more into buying what makes me happy rather than buying what I think will be popular, what will get views, that kind of thing. And like I get it, there is makeup addiction within the beauty community on YouTube. There is the whole gotta have it all, and I need to get a powder brush. I'll be right back. But I was never really, well, for a while I did the whole, oh, you've got to have the whole collection to swatch it all, and you've got to have all the colours. I did that for a while, I'll admit it. And I still do it sometimes, but not right off the bat. Like my Max Factor Lipfinity lipsticks. Well, the iconic lipsticks from Revolution, yeah, I bought them all straight off the bat so I could do a video on them, and I thought it would be popular because at the time Makeup Revolution London was like hot shit. I'm just setting this with the NYX No Filter powder. But then I have lipsticks like my Lipfinity lipsticks from Max Factor, which I bought a couple and then I eventually ended up with the whole set. My Gen Nude lipsticks that I suppose that is an example of one that I have purchased the whole collection for a video, but I do really like the formula, and I picked up a couple of shades that I really enjoyed and then got the rest of the collection for the video, and I do plan to blog sale the ones I don't want to keep. That is the plan. I sound like a bit of a addicted fool there, but that is the plan. And going forth with the basic makeup channel and everything, like if it doesn't make it, it doesn't make it. I've gotten myself into a routine now where I'm happy doing this as a hobby, and I'll be happy doing that as a hobby. But the type of videos I want to do on that channel, I want to keep separate. So going forth, I'm quite happy with the whole idea of purchasing things and then blog selling them afterwards when I've gotten the purpose out of them that I wanted. So if you guys are interested in things, you can get things lightly used at a reduced cost from myself. So, you know, justification. That way things aren't hanging around too long. I'm still getting some of the money back that I paid for it. And there's another thing that kind of, like a lot of people wonder like how you buy so much makeup at one time. If you guys like notice, I only really go on binge purchases a couple of times a year. And yes, I use my credit card for that because it helps with your credit rating. So I will buy a lot one month, and then for like 2 or 3 months I won't buy anything, and then I pay off what I spent on the credit card. Sure, it costs a little bit more with interest and everything, but at the same time I don't mind too much, you know, because I've usually got it on some sort of special offer through a cashback website with a gift with purchase. You know, I'm a pretty savvy shopper, but I like to maintain my credit rating. So I just put on Hoola bronzer, my little sample gadget. And for highlight, I'm going to use the Modern Mercury from Victoria Beckham. Really, really love this stuff. But yeah, just because you're like, don't get into debt when it comes to buying makeup. I would never support that, but I don't think there's anything wrong with buying makeup with a credit card. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Be aware of how much you're spending, how much you're taking in, what you're actually using, how much you own, and you know, keep yourself accountable, because I am aware that makeup addiction is a thing, like shopping addiction is a thing, whether it's makeup, shoes, nail polish. Especially with, I think it might be slightly worse with nail polish, because you know, you can only really use, well, most people probably only really use one nail polish at a time. You might like layer glitter or do like art with it, but you know, with your face you could use like anywhere between 10 and 15 products on your face at any one time. Whereas, you know, nail polish, you're buying like whole collections and you're maybe only using them a couple of times and then they're just sitting on a shelf going bad. I kind of look at that a little bit more I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just think it's... People talk about makeup in that fashion, but I don't really hear many people talk about nail polish in that fashion. You know? Yeah. So I'm just going to go in with that dark brown shadow again. Like, no shade on anyone who collects nail polish. I just wanted to say, you know, you're not immune. You're not immune. That's my main point there. Just on a pencil brush. I haven't used my VisArt palette for so long. I actually pulled it out as part of the VI Brie Rouge video that I'm going to do later this afternoon. Which I'm so super excited about filming. Just so excited. And I hope you guys enjoy it. It kind of goes along the same sort of vein as, you know, not everything is as bad as it seems, or not everything's as good as it seems. And I'm just going to take that light brown shadow that we started the whole look with. I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. For blush, I'm going in with NARS Douceur, which I actually think has been discontinued, which kind of makes me a little bit sad. But, you know, there are plenty other brownie nude blushes out there in the world. I just remember when this blush first came out, I think it must have been like 2011, 2012. I'm watching... I can't even remember. It was something to do with Daisy, but she just kind of vanished into the ether, I believe. But yeah, she became like one of my go-tos for makeup recommendations, and she just kind of vanished. And she was like around the time when Cami Loves Kiwi and stuff were so popular. I'm not going to bother with any liner today. I might add later on if I feel like I need it, but otherwise, nah. So for mascara, I'm using the Sumptuous Extreme from Estee Lauder. And for lipstick, I'm going to use a Bobbi Brown's Brown, which I've been hooked on lately. If you guys want to see a video on like my favorite brown lipsticks, just let me know. It's probably going to be in the works anyway, but if you guys are interested, it'll make me film it faster. And there she goes. Sorry, sweaty. It's kind of warm in here today. And you know, light grey and sweat, a very good combination. And there we go. So I'll just zoom you guys in. Yes, I will clear that way actually. It should be dry. There we go. So a nice shimmery eye there. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my little chatty chat and fluctuating lighting. I went from being all warm and bronzy to looking a bit like death. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.